Hello guys and welcome in this video. Today we're here to talk about the three different parts that should compose your training. In the same training, you can be working on your volume and endurance, your nervous strength. There is a second part of your training that should be dedicated to your muscular strength and at the same time a little on your technique, not really on your activation, but for example on some transitions or elements that you don't master entirely already. And a third and last part that should be dedicated only to your technique and activation. So the first part and the thing that you will do at the beginning of your training when you're fresh, during tired days, you can skip this part of the training because it's something you should do only when you feel good and able to. I'm sure talking about the long combinations. I call it this way because I introduced this into calisthenics. Yeah, maybe you don't know, but 6, 7, 8 years ago, no one was doing combinations. Everyone was working on skills one by one, like one hold, rest, push-ups, rest, press, rest. It was the way people was working a few years ago. But about the long combinations, there is a lot of misunderstanding. There is a lot of people that literally only do long combinations, only do volume when they feel good, when they feel bad, at the beginning and the end of the training, and this doesn't make sense. You should be doing long combo and volume work only when you feel good, only at the beginning of your training for around half an hour. Could be a little less, could be a little more, but if your whole training for 1 hour and a half or even 2 hours is only long combinations, this is literally killing your gains. As I said previously, if it's a day you feel tired or you just don't feel it, you're not even obligated to do long combinations during each of your trainings. So first part of your training, mainly when you feel good and able to, long combos, or you can call it nervous work, endurance work. Now we have the second part of your training. As I said previously, it's shorter work, it's more muscular work. It can be, for example, to learn a transition. It can be a short combination. For example, for someone that wants to get better on the transition push-up to press. It could be for someone that is just struggling with presses and negatives. But basically, the second part of your training will be what I call personally short combos. But you can call it muscular work, technical work. And as I just said, it will be short combination. And each of those short combinations should have a special goal. It will be short and intense work to get better at something specific. And then we have the third and last part of your training that you will always place at the end of your training because it's the easiest. It's the technique and activation work. And you see that I do a clear separation between the technique and the activation because the activation is how you do the movement himself. What I call technique is more about power moves and transition. When I say technique, it's for example to talk about the way you do your push-up, the way you do your press, the way you do your transition push-up to press, or those type of things. The last part of your training will be most of the time assisted, except if you're really high level. For example, with someone with a straddle that want to correct his form. So he will begin maybe with a few long combinations, then he will move to some short combinations, and then in the end of the training, when he get tired, he will not do long or short combinations. So logically, it's the moment to take some assistance, reduce the intensity and the volume of the work, put assistance and try to do clean things. You see, there's a moment for each thing. During the long combinations, if you want the combination to be really long, you cannot try to do everything clean or even perfect and reach your max volume. So during the long combinations, we will not care a lot if it's not perfect. During the short combination, we will try to be technically correct. The activation don't need to be 100% correct. As I said, it's about the power move and the transition. And at the end of the training, we reduce the intensity, we reduce the volume, we put assistance, and there is the right moment to work on your activation, get a better form, get a better trajectory, etc., etc. With assistance, you can be working on your technique too. You can use the assistance to try to do, for example, a clean full press to negative, blah, blah, blah. So to resume, first part, long combinations, we want volume, 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 don't care that much about form. Then we move to short combination and we focus on something specific, push up to press, transition, power moves, whatever you want. And then when we get tired in the end of the training, so we add assistance to reduce the intensity. We will not work with that much volume because we want to work clean. And there with the assistance at the end of the training, we will work on our activation and technique. Everything that I explain you in this video as in the other is even more detailed and explained into my ebooks. If you want a clear way to reach your goal, if you don't want to struggle, get stuck, get injured because of a lack of understanding or overtraining, if you want to make everything clear and get to the point as fast and safely as possible, so click the link in the description of this video. There's all my ebooks, including all the technical video you could need to learn everything about the movements you want to work. And for 2 days since now, you have 30% discount on all my ebooks. So don't miss the train. We see each other in another video. We're strong, guys. See you.